How in the hell are we all doing today? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. No, it is not one of Boo-hoo, Cry Me a River Bobby stories. Nope. Today we're going to be cooking some shit. That's right. So, without further ado, let's get cooking some shit. This weekend I've got a wedding to do. It's kind of a... they're Filipino, and it's kind of a laid-back get-together. It's not really one of these big fancy-dancy, high-end type things. It's just, it's pizza, and their friends are bringing some of their local cuisine, and drinks and party, and let's all have a grand old good time. But I'm going to be doing 12 pizzas. I've got six barbecue chickens. I don't fucking remember. 5 barbecue chicken, 2 cheeseburger, a cheese, a pepperoni, and 2 barbecue vegetarians. The way we're going to be doing this today is I'm going to upload it in 2 parts. I'm going to do the prep of it, and then upload the video. And then tomorrow, or actually very late tonight, tomorrow morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I'm going to get up and assemble these things. And we'll see how much we get showing of all that good stuff. So I'm going to get you guys set up, and let's get some prep work done. We've got some peppers we need to get done. We've got chicken we need to get cooked off. Hamburger. And some onions. So today's a prep day. Give you an idea. And like I said, without further ado, let's get you set up and let's get some prepping some stuff, right? Alright. I'm going to put you on pause and we're going to get something set up like we did last time. Hopefully a little bit better quality, more of an area to see things. I was kind of discouraged the last time of how much you all could see and what I was leaving out. So be right back. Alright, how's that look? Does that look alright for you guys? I think it's a little bit better. Hopefully we can see some stuff. I want to talk to you briefly a little bit about some stuff. We were talking the last time about knife skills and having a good, well-balanced, heavy knife, something of good quality. If you are very serious about your cooking, I highly recommend you getting into yourself into a Wusthof or a Hinkle, or these are Wusthof. They're on the pricey side, but it'll make your life a whole lot better. The cutting board the last time we were cooking was a marble cutting board. It was completely wrong. It's hell on these blades. Great for baking, but a hell on the blade. I've got something here that's a little bit more appropriate. It's a plastic Lexan. I'm not sure the material of this particular one, but it's a little bit better. I've got a towel down below to prevent it from slipping and sliding and all that good stuff. Because remember, we don't want this stuff. We want to be safe. We want to be practicing safe sex. No, I'm just kidding. We want to be safe when cooking. So, always have a good sharp knife. If what you have is what you have, that's what you have. It's fine. I've just been in it for a long time. I've got a good, collection of knives and stuff like that going. Contrary to popular belief, steels are not a knife sharpener. They are not. All they do is realign your blade, okay? And if you don't have a stone or anything like that, you can pick up, probably at your local hardware store, something like this for, I don't know, $5-10 maybe tops. Pretty good to use. They do a pretty good job with putting a blade on. They make me nervous, but, it's a couple of swipes. Get a towel, Wipe off any burrs that may have been left. And then run it across your steel a couple of times just to realign your blade. The one thing I do not suggest about these is that if you do have a good knife set like this, they do not put a straight edge on. They're bad, but they do work. Yeah, I would recommend getting it down to, if you go to your grocery store, usually your butcher or somebody in your deli might help you out and sharpen your knives for you, usually for a small fee, if not free, if you're buying some produce. I do it all the time just to get my knives. I don't have a stone. Alright, let's get prepping some vegetables, and I'll be right back and we'll start that process. Alright. We got our peppers. Remember what we were talking about the last time. Rinse them off. I went ahead and rinsed these all off. Looked at them for any bruises or anything along those lines. These are nice and healthy. Because we are doing some, pizzas and stuff like that. We don't really want them to look like your traditional pizza. So we're going to get some color in there and some vibrant. And try to, kick it up a little bit of a notch and make it a little bit more presentable. Pretty cut and dry, if you remember the last time about when we were doing the cacciatore, about processing your peppers. I'm not going to sit here. I've got probably, 2 pounds, maybe 4 pounds of peppers in here. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with all 4 pounds of peppers. But we're going to get these processed up. Alright. Discard. Alright. Nice orange. The difference between colors, there is a difference in taste. And it's more of an earthy, whereas the reds are, I'm trying to think, a little bit more sweeter. The greens are a little bit more bitter, but it's all, it's all the same pepper. It just comes along as it's going through its process, going from green to red. Alright, so let's get these all cut down. Remember, we don't want these seeds in there. They aren't fun to chew on. They get stuck in the back of your throat. So keep in mind, get those things out of there. Always be mindful of what's going on with your knife, okay? If you've got some good knife skills and can carry on a conversation, I wouldn't recommend being too distracted and carrying on a conversation too heavy. I would really kind of focus in. It's all dependent upon on your knife skills. If you can carry on a conversation, I guess it's like chewing gum and stuff like that, and walking all at the same time. All right, got all that. Now, remember, I'm going to remove this rib, these white pieces right here. Alright, if you feel more comfortable with a smaller knife, let's say something along the lines of a boning knife to do this, or even a small little paring knife. You can get down in there. You're only removing a little bit. It's not this big 10-inch knife that's going to be wailing around you and removing some fingers. Off into the distance over here, I've got my saute pans heating up. They're on a low heat right now. Anytime you're heating up a pan, you don't want to kick the heat to it. It will damage it. It will warp it. If you're using Teflon, it will ruin the Teflon. I prefer not to cook with Teflon. And simply because I like to get in there and stir things up, and I'm on the fly and on the go very quickly, and I grab a pair of metal tongs, and the next thing you know, your $70 Teflon pan is ruined. Once that one scratch is in there, you've broken it up. I don't like using small paring knives, to be honest with you. I don't feel comfortable doing this with them. So we're gonna breeze through this, get this rib cut out, but you also never want to heat up your pan dry. If you're on a low heat and you're bringing it up to temperature, have some oil in there. Something. You don't want to heat it up dry. Once again, it will damage the pan. So, let's tear into these. And we'll get them start sautéing down. So, these are pizzas, so we're gonna strip these out. We are gonna cube the chicken. We're gonna strip the chicken and cube it, which we'll show you in a little bit. So we're all gonna do this. We got some nice color here with the cheeses and the barbecue sauce. I think they'll really stand out and look good. Remember, you always, when you're cooking, you want to have fun with it. You don't want to... If you're miserable, you're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna enjoy it. Think about your dish. Think about what it's gonna look like an artist would. About his painting. He sees it, but while he's painting it on the canvas, he's visualizing it. While you're doing your prep, visualize what your dish is gonna look like. And that way you kind of get an idea of what it's gonna be, and you'll be happy with the outcome, and you can make some adjustments and add or take or adjust here and there and stuff like that. So we're almost done. I'm gonna put you on pause here in a few minutes once I get the last of this stripped down, and what I'm gonna do is strip these out really quick. I'll come back as soon as I'm about ready to toss them in the pan, and we'll go through, we'll go through the seasoning process. Always remember when you're seasoning you don't want to over season, because you can't take away, but you can always add. So if you're not comfortable with how much you're supposed to add a little bit at a time until you find that balance. Especially with salts and sugars and peppers, you can destroy everything. You got to start over. All right. So I'm going to kick you on pause, and I'll be right back. All right. You missed me? I didn't think so. All right. What I did is I went ahead and I went and stripped off the rest of our peppers, and for little time constraints or whatever, I went ahead and just peeled the onions. I didn't really think you guys wanted to see that shit. So I just went ahead and peeled them. I'm going to sit here and chop up a few, and we'll talk a little bit. I want to talk to you about some exciting things that may be in the works that are coming up. All right, our pan is hot. It's ready to rock. We're going to put our peppers in. Make a mess. Hell yeah. I need a bigger pan. I'm going to be doing this shit. But it's doable. Alright. Seasoning, whatever you want. I like my peppers and onions to be kind of like a caramelization. It's almost like, I would almost consider it a candy pepper with a little bit of salt taste to it. What we're gonna do is add a little bit of kosher. Kosher in there. Yeah, you guys can see me. Maybe we'll adjust it up in a little bit. Kosher. Lawry's. If you guys can find seasonings that are already made up for you, you can make them yourself if you want. Either way, they're fine. I love Lawry's. I know what's in it. Sugar, paprika, a little bit of pepper, it's a wonderful thing to work with. Garlic, onion, you know, it's all right here. Paprika, salt, sugar, you know, anywho, read it if you want. It's all right there. Make them yourself. I'm a family. I've got to use what I got to use. So we're going to add a little bit of that. And then we're going to go a little heavy on the sugar. You are a diabetic. This is a no-no. Quite a bit of sugar. What we're going to do for a little bit here, I'm going to put a cover over this and try to get them to reduce. I'm going to go a little bit light and I'll taste it and we'll see where we're at and we'll go from there. You know what? You worked out great last time. I'm just going to cover that, get some heat in there, get these guys sweating down so I can get in there. Yeah, I don't know if I will. Then we'll turn it up. Peppers, or excuse me, peppers. Onions. If you guys are boo-hoo crying yourself a river, rinse them off. It'll get some of that oils out for you. I've seen people with loaves of bread hanging out of their damn mouth to absorb the onion oils. I'm going to go for just a rough chop. We got some stuff in the works. I'm talking with Tyndale. And what we're thinking about doing is a Iron Chef cooking show. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a Japanese cooking show. It was brought over here to the States. It was very popular. Used to be on the Food Network. I don't know if it is or if it is not anymore. But yeah, we're going to be putting together something like that. We're going to talk tonight and see what we can do about getting some competition cooking up in here. I don't know if it's going to be a timed event because we're both two different places. I don't know. We got to talk about it and see how it goes. You also might want to check out James the Kid. He's got some fun stuff going on too with cooking. But Tyndale, I mean, he's nailing it. I give that boy props for what he's doing. And yeah, we'll see what we can do about this Iron Chef thing and getting that going. Let it go. Don't ever catch it. Same with your knife. If it rockets out of your hand, do not try to catch it. Let it go. Just step away. What I would normally, and I was telling you all this the last time, work clean. Get it out of your way. Throw it away. You don't need any slip, falls. You're working with heat, you're working with oil, you're working with fire, you're working with ovens, you're working all sorts of stuff that's burning hot, and you're going to get wrecked. I saw a kid one time empty out a fryolator that was on for 14 hours at 475 degrees and dump it into a pot very similar to this, but 35 gallons. And he was carrying it out, slipped on some ice, and down he went. And wound up with a shit ton of third-degree burns over 70% of his body. We got our onions processed down. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to get this sauteed down a little bit, and I'll bring you back. Alright? I'll be right back. Alright, just a little update. Our peppers are starting to come down. They're going to be manageable here in a little bit. Starting to get them sauteed down. We'll go from there. Over here in this pan, the other one, I got the onions in there. And we're doing the exact same thing in terms of seasoning. Kosher salt, your Lowry seasoning, any mix you want, anything like that. Take things, add things, do things what you want. Be creative. This is just me thing. You don't have to do it my way. Just showing you some different ways of doing things. Alright, So yeah, these are coming along nice. I'm going to cover them back up, and hopefully another couple minutes here we'll be able to work with them a little bit easier. While that's going on, let me just talk to you for a minute about this Iron Chef thing that Tyndale I are going to be doing. If you're familiar with it, you get a main ingredient and you've got to create dishes with it, whether it be beef, pork, eggplant, onion, can be anything. It could be a clove of garlic, and you got to create dishes with it. You know, in these pamper kitchens and stuff like that, you had certain things to work with. But I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be kind of a neat challenge, and I know he's all pumped up about it. And maybe we can get some other people involved in doing this and doing some cook-offs and stuff like that. But I'm going to slap you on pause again, bring you back with an update, and we'll go from there. Welcome back. Our onions and peppers are coming down nice. Remember to taste. So far so good. Nice balance I'm looking for. If you're a beginner and new, remember to start off lightly. Always add. You can never take out. You don't want to spend all day prepping and then have to throw it out and start all over again, especially with a big project, something like this. So yeah, now we're going to move on to our chicken. We're going to be stripping our boobs out. We're going to be giving them some breast reductions. And when you see these puppies, you'll see exactly what I am talking about. We have some major boob. Yep. Sounds like an implant to me. Alright. Remember, we're looking at our chicken, making sure it's nice and healthy. Not been beat up on the farm, abused by some pedophile. Oh, did that come out loud? Shit, my bad. Anywho, let's get rid of our PC parts. Our stuff we don't want. Trim it down. It's going to be our tender, our chicken tender right here. Okay? Trim it down. Get rid of what you want. Getting rid of silver skin, fatty pieces. Now, a question was brought up the last time about saving these PC parts. Yeah, save them. You know, in theory of cooking, you don't want to throw away anything. Right down to the bones. You can make demi-glosses. You can make stocks. You can make all sorts of various other things. Alright, what I just did there was butterflying. Cutting it down. Now, it didn't pick it up too much the last time. Was the grain. Alright? We're going to be cutting with the grain. You can see these lines. I don't know how well. Is that focus? I can't tell. With our lines, alright? I'm going to be stripping these down. Alright? Now, this is where it's also very important when we're working with poultry, seafood. Those two especially. We're going to be cubing this up, small bite-sized pieces, quarter by quarter maybe. Because remember, they're going into a pizza. Yeah. So we'll get those sautéed down. Speaking of sauté, remember, keep an eye on your peppers, your onions, whatever else you may have going on over there. Making sure it's not starting to burn. Check your seasonings. All that good stuff. Alright, hold on a second. Let me get a bowl. Alright, so that way I can put this chicken in here and not fight around it. Alright. I think next cooking video I'm going to be doing either tacos. I want to do, I haven't done it in a long time, chicken quesadillas, something like that maybe, I don't know yet. I don't know why, I'm also having an urge for meatloaf. Remember, keep looking at your meat. Make sure it's healthy. You're not gonna find any unwanted things. You don't want to serve this to a guest, and hold on one second. Sorry about that. I forgot the phones were in the kitchen. I would have normally taken them out. Alright, so we're going to cut these down. You get the basic idea of this. I mean, these are pretty substantial chicken breasts here. Alright, so I'm going to get that all trimmed down. Kind of rushing. I've got to go to bed early tonight because, like I said, this is going to be a two-part thing. I've got to get up at, I think I'm going to get up around 2, have a cup of coffees, and get everything laid out, get my doughs laid out, start letting them rise. Butterflying, be very careful you don't slice off the palm of your hand. Cut straight. Next time I'll pull out a gadget that helps with that type of stuff, guiding it, so you don't have to worry about lopping your hand off until you get comfortable with it. But yeah, remember, always keep in back of your brain what you got going on, what are you gonna be doing, how are you gonna be making these. What are they going to look like? What do you want them to look like? Okay. Alright. I'm going to cut this one down. I think you guys got pretty much the general gist of it. And then what we'll do is we'll check on our onions and our peppers. Our peppers are looking like they're coming down. To a manageable point. I would, that's another thing, is that if you're not comfortable with cooking, don't go to that extreme. Make sure you got plenty of room. Because I do have so much in there, I do have to turn up the heat, the turbo. So that way it doesn't become a big gelatinous mess and goop. I do want some sort of remnants of what a pepper should look like. Alright, we almost got this down. Now for all these pizzas, what did I say, 5 barbecue? I think I'm only going to do probably 5 pounds. 4 to 5 pounds of chicken. I don't like teaching classes like this, how to cook in such bulk. It's not right for you guys because it's so cramped up in there, and you're going to get frustrated when you try to, you get in here and you start mixing things around. Remember, taste everything. Yeah, that's beautiful. Perfect. Alright. Those are gonna come down and they're gonna start to brown up. The flavor right now, I would describe it as a sweet and salty taste. It's different, and try it. I think you'll be surprised. When I was working for this German at Countryman's Pleasure in Mendon, Vermont, they use so much sugar in everything they cook. Their sauerbratens, the brines, the gravies, everything was so much sugar. It was unbelievable. I mean, you would have a diabetes attack right then and there if you saw how much sugar we use. I mean, God, I don't even remotely know. Probably 100 pounds of sugar a week, maybe more between the desserts and brines and ginger gravies. I don't know if you're familiar with sauerbraten, but it's got this dynamite, I would call ginger gravy. I gotta go back and refresh my memory. It's been so long since I've done anything like that. But I'll be right back, and we'll talk some more in a minute. Alright, welcome back. Onions and peppers are sauteing down nicely. All I did was finish up stripping down that chicken and cubing it up. I put it into our pot, rinsed it off, and now it's on heat. Nothing's been added to that. If you want to use a chicken stock, by all means go ahead and do so. You'll just enhance the flavor, that's all. We got one more step to do, and that is to brown up our beef for our hamburger pizzas. Or, I'm sorry, cheeseburger pizzas. And I think that'll be it for tonight. Or for at least right now. And I'll get this video uploaded. And we'll go from there. I'm going to bring you kind of over there and show you what we got going on. Where are we? There we are. Now, onion or peppers, onions. So all of that's going on. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm not going to make you sit through the whole cooking process, but I will show you the finished detail of it, or coming close to it. All right? I'll see you in a bit. For the cheeses for this, nice big brick of Vermont Cabot cheddar. This is a 3-year cheddar. I'll do a mixture of the mozzarella and cheddar with all 12. And I'm going to get this processed up. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just going to send it through a Cuisinart, and it'll be whipped up real quick. Alright, that looks of it. I've only got a couple of minutes of record time left. I thought 10 gigabytes would be more than enough, but apparently not. There's our onions. They're carameling up beautifully. Same with our peppers. Ah! There they are. There they are. And our chicken's in the back. I've got a couple of minutes left. What I'm going to do is transfer this stuff out into those bowls. And I'm going to get these 2 pans hot. I've got, in the onion pan, I'm going to be browning up some hamburger. And this one, and the peppers, I didn't get to do it with you the last time. But I want to show you sauteing the chicken and deglazing the pan and bringing up all those flavors. So when all of that stuff is cleaned up and ready to go, I'll bring you right back, and we'll do the chicken. We'll saute the chicken up in the barbecue sauce, and then we'll call it there for a night. And I'll get this uploaded, and I'll be back with you guys at 2 a.m. and show you. We'll spin some pizzas and decorate them up and get them baked off and show you what we're dealing with. Alright? So, yeah. Not bad. Not bad. And we'll go from there. I'll see you guys shortly. Alright, where are we at? There's our pan with all that good stuff from all those peppers and seasonings and everything we did. Our hamburger is browning up. Our chicken is right there, raring to go. I'm not going to sit here and spend a lot of time on that. The only thing I'm going to do with it is brown it up and just season it. That's it. This guy right here, I'm going to throw our chicken in there and deglaze that and bring all that good stuff up. So I'm going to get you set up, and let's get that deglazed and going. Alright, our chicken's in the pan. I forgot to mention to you, when you're deglazing, you want to hit it with some sort of cooking wine, because I don't drink. I probably should just have some sort of cheap-ass wine somewhere at hand to do this. But